Welcome back. And in this video, I want to share with you guys how you are going to learn to let go of the clothes that no longer honor who you are. So in the previous video, I was talking about understanding how you feel when you are dressing and how you want to feel, and you're putting together folders of looks that make you feel inspired to the new look that you're creating. But now what happens when you're getting dressed in the morning and you are like, this doesn't feel like me. It doesn't feel like the power girl that I want to be today. It doesn't feel like the playful energy that I want to feel like today. That's when you know that it's time to let it go. So it might take you a couple hours on the weekend. It might take you a couple of days to do this. When I work with my clients, I do it two ways. I do it virtually and I also do it in person. And we get together for a couple of hours and we really go through the closet. But I always make sure that my clients understand a couple things. I'm not there to throw out the whole closet. I am there to make sure that some of the pieces that are in the closet will still work for them. And maybe the energy of them alone just wasn't working, but sometimes I want to help them understand that we can always pull it together in another look to honor the energy they want to create. So some pieces might work for you in your new look. They're just going to be styled differently. And sometimes that's just the accessories. Sometimes it's altering stuff, which was something I would go tell you that I am not a big fan myself of getting things altered. But recently I had a mentor of mine kind of help me understand the value of that. If you have a great piece and you get it altered, that can really change it into a whole different energy. Maybe sometimes you add something to it, or you cut it in a certain way, or you pull it pieces up, and that can really change the energy of it. So sometimes if you had those maybe pieces, just think about, if you can't do it yourself, maybe you find someone who's a good at alterations and stuff and say, hey, do you think you could see this jacket or these pants, in another way? And it might just give you a whole new look. So I want to help caution you on that, because sometimes the biggest resistance I get from clients is like, I don't want to throw out all this stuff. And they have a lot of emotional attachment to stuff. And I get it. We all sometimes have emotional attachment. And probably the number one is the financial component. I had a client one time, lovely young girl who was doing very well financially, but just due to her upbringing, her mother had always kind of bought on sale. And this girl did not need to buy on sale at all. But when we were going through her closet, there were so many pieces with price tags on there, and pieces that were pretty much similar, but they were just not, she wasn't even wearing them to tell the price tags on them. And it was that emotional connection that her mom was always like, oh, you have to, it's on sale, I should buy it. There's a lot of emotional connections that when I'm cleaning out a closet for a client, that it's very therapeutic, but it's also very eye-opening. And I think that's very important for you to understand. You don't want to create your same patterns when you are creating a new look. So when you are getting dressed in the morning and you're putting on these new outfits, and now I know the other component is they don't fit because maybe you've gained some weight, or maybe you've lost some weight, and these pieces are no longer honoring who you are right now. I want you to help you understand is not to get caught up in the guilt of the letting go. Because nowadays there's so many components. You can bring stuff to vendors like thredUP. And thredUP is where you could also sell your stuff, but if they can't sell your stuff, they will recycle it. So it's not going to end up in the landfills. And there are many, even I know here where I live, I'm finding many more resources for things that are not resellable, and they're not in good quality condition for somebody to wear, but they can take these materials and they can recycle them. Now you have to do research, and it's different for every area. So I don't have one all across the board, but I do know that ThredUp does this, and you do have things where you can resell it, and that you have to do a little research to know if the pieces that you can resell really do have the value and the time and the energy to do that. And you can look into that too. But when you realize that if you send something out or it's being recycled or given to somebody who can value more from it, it also feels good. It just feels good. And I really ask you not to throw stuff in the trash and to look for things where you can really recycle them. Even if it's worn or torn, there are bins that do recycle these materials, and they won't end up in the landfills, and you'll feel much better about that, because that is a big part of why people resist letting go of things. And it is a big aspect that many stylists, including myself, will always say, even when I did the Feng Shui, is that it's very therapeutic, and there's a lot of emotional components to this. So don't feel guilty about letting go of something that no longer honors you or serves your body. Find a right place for it, whether it is a friend, a family, or somebody who can use it, or you donate it to the right cause where they can recycle these materials for the best use. Why I encourage you to understand this component and why it's essential to understand it is that a closet full of clothes that you don't wear but feel guilty over does not help you every morning getting dressed. It just doesn't. And it really weakens your energy, and it just creates, I hate to say the word negative energy, but I'm gonna say, you get to your closet, it doesn't feel exciting. It does not. And that can really trigger you for dressing for the next day, the next event, whatever you're doing at it. And my process and my goal is for you to understand that there is no shame about a closet of clothes that maybe you didn't wear all the time. Maybe you did not pay off because you spent a little too much and you have a little debt on your credit card for that. And you could probably make some money back if you can on certain things and take that money to buy your new wardrobe. But you just have to say to yourself, okay, I see a pattern going on with me. I see how I felt about myself in the past. I see how I wasn't respecting and honoring who I was dressing. That's the component there. And that's so important for you to really understand and value. So the letting go of the clothes that no longer serve you, it's not about beating yourself up. It's not about being hard on yourself. It's just recognizing that was then, this is now, these are my old patterns. And it takes a little time. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. It's not that you're always just going to flip that switch. It's just recognize my patterns and saying, you know what? This is the new me, and I'm going to take the right time to start stepping into this new role and dressing myself in the way that really feels good to me. So if you can make one commitment to yourself, is that nothing comes home with you unless it's like, hell yes, or damn, this feels good. You will have a closet full of clothes that you love and wear all the time. So it's a really easy, simple thing, but there's a lot of emotion to it. And most importantly, it's not about beating yourself up. So please, please take your time when you go through your closets. And, you know, if you need support, it is definitely something that you can reach out to me and you can hire me, and we can do this together and work on that emotional part of it so that you can really learn how to release those emotional blocks and move forward, getting into your new look and feeling good. So take the time, go through your closet, leave a comment in below if you feel like you've done this and it feels rewarding for you and you just want to say, hey, Christine, I did it, and I'll be here to support you and compliment you on that. And if you need support on it, then you can reach out. You can see my websites down there and reach out and learn how to work with me, and I can support you in that next endeavor. So clean out that closet and feel good and have a great day till my next video.